and I want to bring on a very special guest. That would be my daughter, Captain Maureen Bannon. Captain Bannon, how you doing, ma'am?
Hi.
Hey, you don't have to vapor lock. It's just a national radio show. It's just your dad. Don't freeze up. Certain Bannons have the gift of gab, and certain Bannons don't. And Captain Bannon is the stoic athletic type. Maureen, tell me about what is Army-Navy football? You and I have gone to the game. I think I might have missed once in the last 12 or 13 years since you've been at the academy. And I think you might have missed once, too. But we went for I think we went for 11 years in a row and never won. But it's a great tradition. The parking lot beforehand with the tailgates and then the marching on the field is one of the most dramatic things is that both brigades, the regiment at West Point and then the Brigade of Midshipmen come in on the field. It's very dramatic. What does Army-Navy mean to you as somebody that went to West Point?
I mean, it's America's game, so it's a great honor to be part of it. No matter who wins or who loses, we're both fighting for our country, so we're fighting for the same thing. But it's a great day to have a rivalry against Navy and beat them again this year, just like we did last year. Break that streak.
Again, the streak. By the way, I didn't want to say anything that President-elect Trump was good luck. Now today he's down at the Civil Rights Museum in Mississippi opening that, so he couldn't make the game today. But boy, President Trump was certainly lucky for Army football, wasn't he?
I think he was, and I think today he'll be wearing his "Make Army Football Great Again" hat and his Army football jersey.
Listen, the rivalry of the two places, and that's why the Army-Navy game is so special, the fun that the two academies make of each other, etc. But since you guys both fight all the wars together, it's really camaraderie. Tell the audience, you were a volleyball player there. What I don't think people realize is that every sport or every athletic endeavor between the two academies is an intense rivalry. You guys were in the Patriot League and one of the top teams, but the Army-Navy game every year was special and probably meant more than the rest of the season.
It did. I mean, every game during the season was a great game, but that Army-Navy game, that's a special game. You can't ever top that game, no matter, NCAAs. I think Army-Navy is right up there with NCAAs. For my volleyball career, but it's a special game. Intensity and emotions are high because you want to see Navy every single time.
What talk about you'd gone there and how long was the streak when I know you were recruited a couple of years before you started. I think you started in 2006. How many years in a row did we go that Army lost? Was it 11 years in a row?
Army football, their last win before last.
I tell you what, we're having a tough time hearing. Haley, why don't we try to dial back in Captain Bannon? Now I want to bring in Captain Maureen Bannon. It's Army-Navy Football Weekend. We're going to get to all your calls on the news of the day. Lines are full, so we're going to clean them up here in a moment. Captain Bannon's heading up to the Army-Navy game. It's first year. I think a couple of years ago I missed it, Mo, but I think other than that, we've been going since like 2005.
We started going 2006, but yes, this is the first year that you've missed. But I'm still carrying on the family tradition and going to the game to root on my alma mater.
And we went through some tough years. I think it was 10 or 11 years in a row of defeats, but we enjoyed every game. Maureen, I want to ask you two questions about what callers have said. I want to go to the last one first. Peter in D.C. just called and said, look, he's not a big sports thing, but, he's a huge believer in the service academies. What would happen today if somebody took a knee? What's your thoughts on that?
As an active duty Army officer, I can't really say much about it, but I can say I don't think that either team will be taking a knee. National anthem and the flag is something that we fight for every day. So I don't think that either team will take a knee. I have seen Army play since the NFL started taking a knee, and I didn't see anyone on Army's team taking a knee, so I think that will be the same today.
Let me ask you the last question because I know it's you're driving up there. It's snowing here. By the way, in Midtown Manhattan, it's really snowing heavily. It's very Christmassy, kind of almost like a blizzard in that the snow is coming in sideways. The accumulation is not too heavy right now, but it's really a very wintry day here in Midtown Manhattan, very Christmassy. Probably missing my first Army-Navy game played in the snow. Captain Bannon, earlier, in fact, the first caller of the show, Kevin from Pennsylvania, talked about the guys that fought in the Pacific, and one of the guys at Iwo Jima had told him that he actually admired your generation more than even the greatest generation. The fact of, he said, look, we didn't really know what we were getting into, and the news really didn't cover it that much. These kids today here at 24/7, they still volunteer, and they go over there and doing it. What do you have to say about your generation, about the men and women that you've served with, et cetera, that fight? That we just had the 3 Dunn brothers on that were with the football team at West Point, and they just went through where they served as, and like they said, they were nothing special. They were Army officers. They were infantry, airborne, et cetera, but went out to serve their country. What do you got to say about your generation?
I'm truly honored to be part of that generation. I am very grateful for the people that have fought before me, because I wouldn't be allowed to fight today, especially as a female in the military, if they hadn't paved the way. But I do agree. I mean, my peers, we see on TV what is going on overseas, and we continuously choose to sign up, enlist, commission, and then stay in, knowing that this is the future. So I'm greatly honored. I'm greatly honored to know all the Dunn brothers and for their service to our country and their continued service in the civilian world. But I'm truly honored to be in the military. And
Honey,
I do want to bring up your caller, Bill, the one that went to the Air Force Academy this year. Commanders in Chief trophy will not be going home with Air Force or Navy. This is the first year since, I believe, 1996, the Air Force was shut out at home, 21-0, and Navy's not going to get a chance at this trophy either.
Great. Said great. Listen, honey, I'm sorry I can't be with you today, but thanks for joining us on the show. Thank you for making it so special, and I'm sure I'll text you during the game today. You can update me as I'm up here working away on the Breitbart stuff today. So, honey, thank you very much. Captain Maureen Bannon, my daughter, I'm very proud of her, and it's always a big tradition for us on this Saturday to go together and hang out down at Philadelphia or in Baltimore when it's played there at the Army-Navy game. So, honey, thank you very much. Enjoyed it.